Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamalini Namo Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajangriye. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are reading Granth-raj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 7. Lord Shiva saves the universe by drinking poison. So, we read till text number 14 yesterday, and we were discussing how when the mountain was being churned, Vasuki released fire, smoke, blazing fire, and which affected the demons. So, like how a forest fire burns all the woods in the forest, similarly the demons' power was practically gone because they wanted to be on the head side of Vasuki. So let's see what happens further. We'll read from text number 15 onwards today. Devamscha tachavasa shikhahatta prabhan dhumrambara sragvara kanchukananan samabhayavarashan bhagavadvasaghana bavuhu samudromi upagura vayavaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Because the demigods were also affected by the blazing breath of Vasuki, their body lustres diminished, and their garments, garlands, weapons, and faces were blackened by smoke. However, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, clouds appeared on the sea, pouring torrents of rain, and breezes blew, carrying particles of water from the sea waves to give the demigods relief. So, in the previous verse, we were discussing about the demons. Since they were closer to the Vasuki's head, they were more affected. The analogy given was they were burnt as if in a forest fire, and they became completely powerless. But the demigods were socially distanced from the head, so the effect was less. The effect was there, the bodily luster, the garments, their faces were blackened by the smoke, but it was less because they were on the other side, so separate. And the Lord, to help, Krishna always helps us devotees. that Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Whenever his devotees are in trouble, Pratigya Tava Govinda Name Bhakta Pranashyati. So many verses. Kaunteya Pratijanahi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. That my devotees will never perish. So to give relief, Krishna arranged, the Supreme Lord arranged for the clouds on the sea, and basically that can reduce the effects of the smoke. Whenever there is fire, what do? They do? They put the water hydrant, or whenever there is forest fire, what's the best way to extinguish it? Is rain. So Krishna poured torrents of rain to subside the effect of this uh, blazing fire, smoke, etc., which was caused by Vasuki, and it gave demigods relief. Similarly, we were reading today also the spiritual master. So we read this prayer, Samsara Dava Nalalidha Loka. We are also struggling in the forest fire. The faces are black because of the smoke. The bodily luster is gone, the energy is gone, the attachment to sense gratification is high. What is the only hope? The showers of mercy of spiritual master that can only reduce or subside this forest fire of suffering. That can only give relief. So demigods were relieved by this. Any other comments or questions? Let's read text 16. Would someone like to read? It is not read in the last couple of days.
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, Danda Pranam to everyone. Text number 16. Madhyamanat Tatha Sindhora Devasura Varudha Pai Yata Sudha Najaye Ta Nirma Manati Chittaha Swayam. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When nectar did not come from the ocean of milk, despite so much endeavor by the best of the demigods and demons, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Ajita, personally began to churn the ocean. So here, all the efforts they put in demons and demigods, it did not work out, and eventually, again, so they have to take help. Again, Supreme Personality is helping them personally doing the churning the ocean. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So if we go back to the beginning, this pastime was just shared in like one line. That Lord Ajita came in the 6th Manvantara and he did the churning of the ocean. So, and then Shukdev Goswami narrated in great detail upon the quest or the questions of Parikshit Maharaj. So this verse very similarly came in the beginning also. But now the entire background is also given. So we're coming back to the same story, but with background. What happened before that, what happened after that. And also the important word here is the Lord personally began to churn. Lord takes personal interest in the lives of devotee. The devotee is struggling, the Lord will personally intervene. Very, very important. Because he loves his devotee. He loves, like a father loves the child, the mother loves the child. So let's read the next one. Would someone like to read? Is not read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you read?
Yes, please.
Text 17. Megha Kanaka Paridini Karna Vidyota Vidyun Motni Brajarat Vilulita Kacha Shagadaru Rattanitraha Jaitre Durbir Jagat Abhaya Dayir Danda Shukam Kritva Matnan Matna Pratigiri Ivasho Batanto Dritadir. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord appeared like a blackish cloud. He was dressed with yellow garments. His earrings shone on his ears like lightning, and his hair spread over his shoulders. He wore a garland of flowers, and his eyes were pinkish. With his strong, glorious arms, which avowed fearlessness throughout the universe, he took hold of Vasuki and began churning the ocean using Mandara mountain as a churning rod. When engaged in this way, the Lord appeared like a beautifully situated mountain named Indranila. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So the beauty of Lord while churning is mentioned here. A lot of wonderful adjectives are used to address the beauty of the Lord. Let's focus on some of the words. Megha Shama. Krishna's beauty is compared to the dark monsoon cloud. Megha is cloud, Shama is dark, monsoon cloud. Shama is dark, black. Ghana Shama, Radha Shama Sundar. But he is black, but he is very beautiful. One time in some African country, Prabhupada was giving class and said Krishna is black. And they all were very happy and smiling. But he said that he's black, but he's very beautiful. So, Kanaka Paridhi. He's wearing yellow garments. Pitambara. And then his earrings. Karna Vidyota Vidyum. His karna or ears were shining like earrings were shining like lightning. We also discussed the beauty of the Lord when Brahmaji saw, Shivaji saw. There also 3-4 verses were there together spoken by all the demigods. Here Shukdev Goswami is just narrating this description with how the Lord was so beautiful, so beautiful. And what else? His hairs were spread on his shoulders, so long curly hairs. And I wore a garland of flowers, Vanamali. Also, we read there also. Sharakad Dhara, Srak Dhara. Wearing a garland of flowers. Over there, we read the word Vanmali. Rakta Netraha. Rakta is actually blood. Blood is red in color. Netra is eyes. Jaitri is very victorious. What else? Dorbhi Jagat Abhayadhi. With his glorious arm that award fearlessness to the universe, he took hold of Vasuki. So he's holding with his 2 hands, what? The snake Vasuki. So, and he's churning the mountain. Compared to Indranila gem or sapphire. So in short, it's just a way when demigods and demons were narrating or when they were churning, Shukdev Goswami didn't, use these words or to give special emphasis. Hey, Bali was looking like this, or Indra was looking like this, or the other 4 heads of the demons were looking like this. But when the Lord is churning, there is special mention because he's special. Everything is special. His size is special. His strength is special. His beauty is special. Everything is special. Everything is Madhura. So let's see what happened when the Lord personally, with his beautiful form, started to churn. Yes, Swati Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Text 18. Nirmatyamanat udadrit abhudvisham maholpanam alahalapam agrataha sambratha mino makarahi kachapat timi dvipagraha timingalakulat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The fish, sharks, tortoise, and snakes were most agitated and perturbed. The entire ocean became turbulent, and even the large aquatic animals like whales, water elephants, crocodiles, and timingala fish, large whales that can swallow small whales, came to the surface. While the ocean was being churned in this way, it first produced a fiercely dangerous poison called alahala. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Now, the churning is going on with, because a large strength is also included, and all the water animals are disturbed or perturbed because of this turbulent churning. This was not an ordinary some household lady churning butter. This mountain is extraordinarily big. The tortoise is 800,000 miles. Everything is gigantic here. This Timingala fish, which is mentioned here. There's the Timi fish. There's a Timi fish is the fish which can take very, very big fishes inside their body, like whales. As per the so-called modern science, they say whale is the biggest animal or mammal. But the Shastras mention that this Timingala fish, they can, this Timi ko bhi gale mein rakh le, the Timingala. The Timi fish, this Timingala fish can swallow even the Timi fish, and Timi fish can swallow the whales. That's the size of Timingala. So in short, this is a totally, the scientists have no conception of this milk ocean, first of all. And 800,000 miles tortoise, they'll faint probably, right? Because we are in the Dr. Frog mentality. I can only perceive of, like the frog, and heard the story frog and the well and the frog in the ocean. So I'll just share since the topic has come. So one time there was a frog in the well and the frog in the oceans. So first they were living in a small puddle of water, and then they both separated. One went to the well, one went to the ocean. So then they met after some time, and they said, frog in the well said, "Do you know where I live? It's so big, you can't imagine. It's such a big place." And then the ocean one said, "Well, do you know where I live? It's much bigger than the place where you live." He said, "Impossible." The one in the well, he said, "Impossible, it cannot happen." He said, "No, it's really big." He said, is it twice bigger than this? And he was exploding, he was expanding his body. Frogs can expand their body. He said, no. Is it thrice, 3 times as big? Again expanding. No. 4 times? No. 10 times? No, it's much, much bigger. In that explosion, his body exploded only. So it was the end. So the point is that we see the world in our own perspective. But until we refer to Guru Sadhu Shastra, we'll have no understanding of the absolute truth. Because Kṛṣṇa is infinite, I am infinitesimal. How can I, the infinitesimal, understand the infinite? Not through one's own capabilities, not through one's own intelligence, not through mental jugglery, not through any other efforts, but only through bhakti, only through Guru Sadhu Shastra. So the point here is that these Bhagavatam is mentioning, and even in Mahabharata it is referred that Arjuna and Yudhishthira etc. were like figs in front of Timingila of Drona and Bhishma, Pitama, etc. So over there they're compared to Timingila fish. So these fishes, the size at least must be 100 miles or so. This is approximately, of course, at least 100 miles. That's the size of these fishes. So what is 100 miles compared to a fig? Nothing. What's the match between a fig, anjeer, tiny particle, right? Not very big, a tiny ball, in 100 miles. Is there any comparison? No. But where Krishna is present, yatra yogeshwara Krishna, yatra partha dhanurdhara, tatra Shri Vijayo bhuti, dhruva nitir matir mama. So even though the Drona and other Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitama, Karna, etc. were like Timingila, but if Krishna is present, then the fig can destroy Timingila. That's another point from Timingila. But the point here is that the poison came. Okay. So when the churning of the ocean happened, the poison halahal came. Similarly, when we are churning our heart through the chanting of the holy name, it's not that Krishna Prem will come in the day when we start chanting the holy name. Initially, the poison of anarthas will come. Bhajana Kriya. After that comes what stage? Anartha Nivritti. Then comes Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, and ultimately Prem. But immediately after Bhajan Kriya is Anartha Nivritti, is the poison. The poison of the heart has to remove before any good can come, which we'll see later. So the poison is the bad, and the churning is the process of chanting the holy name or Vaishnav Seva or other devotional services, reading Bhagavatam, etc. So, but we have to keep doing. The poison will come, and sometimes it may feel, well, I have so much bad in my heart. To keep doing, and the good will also come if you don't leave the process. Any other comments or questions anyone has? Let's read the next verse. Would someone like to read, please? It was not read in the last couple of days.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Can I read, please?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Dhanavad Pranam, devotees. Text 90. Tad ugravegam dishi uparyadho visarpad utsarpad ashayam aprati pita praja dudruvur angashay shwara arkshyamana saranam sada shivam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: O King, when that uncontrollable poison was forcefully spreading up and down in all directions, all the demigods, along with the Lord himself, approached Lord Shiva, Sadashiva. Feeling unsheltered and very much afraid, they sought shelter of him. Purport: one may question that since the Supreme Personality of Godhead was personally present, why did he accompany all the demigods and people in general to take shelter of Lord Sadashiva instead of intervening himself? In this connection, Srila Madhvacharya wants Rudrasya yashaso tayam swayam vishnur visham vibhu nasa jahre samartopi payum choche prasantaye. Lord Vishnu was competent to rectify the situation, but in order to give credit to Lord Shiva, who later drank all the poison and kept it in his neck, Lord Vishnu did not take action. So this beautiful verse is summarized so much of the story where the halahal poison came out and everybody went to take shelter of Lord Shiva or Sadashiva. And Prabhupada is mentioning that Lord Shiva is actually the greatest devotee of Narayan or Krishna. We earlier read Rudra Gita, and which came in Bhagavatam, how Lord Shiva's consciousness is always to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, the Lord always wants to glorify his best devotee, and he gave Lord Shiva the chance to take the glory of annulling this poison, because this halal poison would have destroyed whoever, wherever it's kept, it'll destroy everything. If it's kept in the earth, it's just like our radioactive waste. So Lord Shiva was able to take it on himself to save everyone, and we need to make sure that that Lord Shiva was given this service by the Lord because he likes glorifying his devotees. Just like Arjun being a great devotee, the Lord gave all the fame of and skill to Arjun, and everybody appreciates Arjun's fighting in war, and that's because the Lord wants the glory of his devotee. The Lord could have killed everybody by himself within a second, but he likes to get the service of his devotees. And similarly, Lord Shiva is giving service here to the Lord. And also, Lord Shiva is mentioned here as Sadashiva in brackets, which is very important, that Sadashiva is actually an expansion of Krishna himself in impersonal Brahman. And the other forms of Shiva is Rudra, that is the Lord Shiva in the universe that annihilates each universe. But this Sadashiva is actually an eternal expansion of the Lord, and Acharyas describe Sadashiva as just yogurt, and if Lord Narayan is milk, milk can always become yogurt, but yogurt cannot become milk. So that's why here Prabhupada has mentioned clearly that this Lord Shiva mentioned here is Sadashiva. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please let me know if I said anything wrong. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mr. Prabhu. Nice. Madbhakta Pujya Adhika. The Lord likes to glorify the Lord is more pleased to glorify his devotee than his own glory. Therefore, the Lord wants to give this glory to Lord Shiva, who is his Vaishnava Ananta Shambhu. Similarly, could Lord Chaitanya not distribute the holy name throughout the world? Why did he only share in some regions of India, not even in complete India? Could he not do that? Absolutely he could. He is the Supreme Lord, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Could he not come to America or Europe or other countries? Can anyone stop him? No. But he wanted to give the glory to his pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada. for sharing the holy name all over the world. Could Prabhupada not do everything and just make 1 million temples? Why only few hundred temples? Because he wants all of us to also, be some instrument in this mission of Lord Chaitanya and take the credit. Of course, not taking the credit doesn't mean that we take the credit, but ultimately, the Lord is happy to give the credit to his devotee. The Guru is happy when the disciple grows more. Like a father is happy, a mother is happy when the child becomes more successful. Right? For those of your parents, I'm sure you would want your children to be more successful, more educated, more learned, more bigger in every aspect of life than whatever you would have attained, correct? So similarly, the Lord wants his children to get more. The Guru wants his children to get more than what he has attained. That's a true bona fide mission. So in short, Lord Shiva was called to help in this situation. Let's see what happened next.
Yeah, one quick comment.
Please.
Is it because of this he's also called Neelakantan, Lord Sadashiva?
Yeah, it's going to come. Let's see. It's going to come very soon. Yes. We read in the summary, so answer is yes. It is going to come very shortly. Yes, Subrat Prabhu. Yes.
Okay, thank you, bros. Text 20. Dhanvatman devotees. Vilokya deva varam trilokya bhavaya devyabhimantam muninam ashtanam adrabha apavarga hetos tapojusanam stutibhi pranemu. Translation by Divange Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The demigods observed Lord Shiva sitting on the summit of Kailasa hill with his wife Bhavani for the auspicious development of the three worlds. He was being worshipped by great saintly persons desiring liberations. The demigods offered him their obeisances and prayers with great respect. So the demigods along with the Lord, so they are offering prayer to Lord Shiva to help in this. Rosie, I have a question here. Like in the previous verse, Lord Shiva referred to Sadashiva. Actually, I'm not sure. In one of the lecture, I was hearing like Sadashiva is residing in Golak Vrindavan, right? And but here it is saying like Lord Shiva is sitting in Kailas. So exactly, I could not understand the difference.
It's a very big topic and complex one. So it's going a very big lecture series on Lord Shiva. But let me open a picture for you, which will help to understand this topic. Hopefully, I can find that picture in this. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. So, it may not be very clear, but whatever best I can do. So, Goloka Vrindavan, spiritual world, lotus form. Then all these dots are the different spiritual worlds. Ayodhya, Narshingaloka, Kurmaloka, Vamanloka, Buddhaloka. Then is Kailash, where Sadashiv resides. Then comes the Brahmajyoti, effulgence. Viraja river comes. Then comes the egg-shaped universes, the material world. So the material world separated by and the spiritual world with the Viraja river or the Karanadaksha saga. And in that, every universe is the seed-giving father also. So the seed-giving father is basically Shiva. As Ramjilas Prabhu mentioned, when the milk comes in contact with the what do you call that? Sour yogurt, that material energy, that aspect of the Supreme Lord is Shiva. And he has multiple expansions like Rudra. So in universe, he is present in Kailash. You see here, and Durga Devi or Bhavani, also mother. So mother and father of the universe are Shiva and Parvati or Durga. So he's not an ordinary being. He falls in a special category called Shiva Tattva. So that's the. If anyone wants to add or share some more, please feel free.
Prabhuji, what is the exact meaning of Sadashi? What the meaning of the Sada?
Sada is eternal. Sada is eternal. So Nityam. Like that Sada, that Shiva Loka is not in the material world. So material world prone to existence and the stages, but Sadashiva is always there. No one can become Shiva. Sadashiva. So it's not that one can become Shiva or one can become Indra, or because it's a position, but Lord Shiva is not a position. So that means always. That's a literal meaning. Nandini Mataji wanted to share something, please.
Yes, Prabhu. Radhikaraman Prabhu has given very nice class on this. So from Sadashiva, all the Shivas incarnate. Just like from Kṛṣṇa, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshana, they come. So Sadashiva is the original Shiva. He's right after the Viraja river. And one thing very interesting to note here is like, we talk about, always talk about this milk and yogurt analogy. And it's very interesting that the churning of the milk ocean is going on, right? And Prabhupada writes in one lecture, gives in one lecture that actually nectar is already there, it's not like nectar is being produced. It's milk is getting separated, the buttermilk is getting separated and the nectar will come out. So again, the milk and yogurt analogy is there, milk and churning analogy is there. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. This is the, if you see, Sadashiva, it's getting blurred. That's the Kailash Dham. And in the material world also, there is Kailash Dham shown here, which we saw in the other picture. In every universe, practically. Is that okay?
Just like Lord Ajita is coming from the spiritual world, Lord Sadashiva is also coming from spiritual world and appearing. Back to you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Want to read the next verse?
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Text 21. Shri Prajapataya Uchuhu Devadeva Mahadeva Bhutatmana Bhuta Bhavana Trahina Sharanapanna Saitre Lokya Yad Ada Anadabhishat. Dandat Pranam, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai. The Prajapati said, O greatest of all demigods, Mahadeva, super soul of all living entities, and cause of their happiness and prosperity, we have come to the shelter of your lotus feet. Now please save us from this fiery poison, which is spreading all over the three worlds. Since Lord Shiva is in charge of annihilation, why should he be approached for protection, which is given by Lord Vishnu? Lord Brahma creates and Lord Shiva annihilates. But both Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are incarnations of Lord Vishnu and are known as Shaktabesha Avtara. They are endowed with a special power like that of Lord Vishnu, who is actually all-pervading in their activities. Therefore, whenever prayers for protection are offered to Lord Shiva, actually Lord Vishnu is indicated, for otherwise Lord Shiva is meant for destruction. Lord Shiva is one of the Ishwaras, or the controllers known as Shaktabesha Avatars. Therefore, he can be addressed as having the qualities of Lord Vishnu. So here we are again seeing Lord's merciful quality of giving his devotees the respect and powers, both. He gives us mercy. He gives us a power to do something. When he wants us to do something, he also gives us the power. And Lord Shiva, the greatest of the Vaishnavas, is the greatest example. And here we see the Prajapatis are making this prayer. And they are saying Mahadeva is the super soul of all living entities, like we just heard. He's a seed-giving father, because this is a material world. So Lord Shiva and Bhavani are our... we take shelter of them. And then we see that he's referred to as Ishvara, and the fiery poison is which is spreading all over the three worlds. So, but Prabhupada reminds us that these are the Shaktabesha Avtaras, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and they are endowed with special powers, but the special power is directly coming from Lord Vishnu. And whenever Prabhupada says here very nicely, actually Lord Vishnu is indicated. Whenever prayers for protection are offered to Lord Shiva, actually Lord Vishnu is indicated. For otherwise, Lord Shiva is meant for the destruction. And as we are speaking of this analogy in chanting, first the poison comes, and first all these disturbing feelings come. But then we take shelter of Lord Shiva, we take shelter of devotees, we take shelter of... when we are going in Vrindavan, we take shelter of Mahadev. There are 4 Lord Shivalingams guarding Vrindavan. And we take shelter of them, and then we try to enter Vrindavan. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So nicely sharing. Any other comments, questions anyone has before we pause for today?
Prabhu, Rakesh Prabhu wanted to read. Sorry.
Rakesh Prabhu wants to read. Okay, we'll read one more verse to fulfill the desires of Rakesh Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhuji, please read.
Prabhuji, quick question. It says Saktavesh Avatar. Aren't Brahma and Shiva Gunavatars? Or both?
Shiva is one of the Ishwaras, one of the controllers, known as Shaktavesh. Yes, somewhere it's mentioned Shaktavesh, somewhere it's mentioned Gunavatar. So we have to understand it. He can be Shaktavesh, he can be Guna, he can be anything else also. Like how Kurma appeared in the first Manvantar or fifth Manvantar, or he went down and stayed inside the ocean and came back. So everything is possible. Rakesh Prabhu, you want to read? Okay, I guess he is shy. He'll read tomorrow, but perhaps. So tomorrow we'll read a few more verses, and also I think I already mentioned, so we can have the quiz for chapter 5 and 6 since you have already completed, and tomorrow is Friday. So we'll have the quiz, the Kahoot quiz for chapter 5 and 6. And then the following day, his Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu will speak on Samudra Manthan, and then on Sunday, His Grace Mahatma Prabhu will speak. So all that is already posted. So please share with others as well, so more people can get the benefit of Krishna Katha. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Samudra Manthan Leela ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gauravrinda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.